So 1 out of 20 adults in the United States thinks about suicide in a given year. When we look at teenagers specifically, that number rises to 3 out of 20. Think about that. Picture a high school classroom with 25 to 30 students in it, and 4 of those kids in that room are thinking about suicide. My name is Sara Knox, and my interest is in crisis intervention and suicide prevention. So crisis services, hotlines, have started offering in the last 5 years new services online where you can get on a website and exchange instant messages with a counselor. You can imagine that this is very popular among teenagers. It's very exciting as well for me as a researcher because it means that there's complete transcripts of everything that the counselor said and the person at risk said. Furthermore, the biggest of these services asks people their mood both before and after the conversation, so we can compare how their mood improved over the course of the conversation and look at the specific things that the counselors said that made that difference. So I've been working with staff at the Crisis Center of Johnson County, and we've come up with a list of 27 different individual things, types of statements that a counselor could say. Things like empathy, advice. We're even going to look at emojis. And we're going to count how many times each of these things comes up in conversation. And then we're going to compare it to how the visitor's mood changed over that conversation to see what was the most helpful types of things that a person could say and what was the least helpful types of things a person could say. Now that by itself is exciting, but there's another aspect too. One of the things that are asked on this survey when people visit the website is mood, but they're also asked their age and what their primary issue is. So we can pull apart these conversations based on which category these people fell into and look at which specific types of things people can say that are most helpful for teenagers or that are most helpful based on the type of problem that a person is having. You can imagine teenagers and adults might react differently to emojis. People who have an eating disorder might need a very different type of help from somebody who has a financial problem. So my hope is that this research can benefit crisis centers by improving training, and in turn, that can hopefully help save lives. Thank you so much.
Okay, Sara, can you tell me a little bit about yourself and your background?
Yeah, so I grew up in Iowa, and I've been here before. I graduated with a Bachelor of Science degree in economics in 2002. So that might be weird that originally I was an economics person, but I started at the Crisis Center 9 years ago, and I found that that is where my heart truly belongs. So I came back to school for social work.
That's fantastic. So when you're not working on your research, what are you doing?
I spend most of my time with my husband and son. We actually pulled my son out of school so he could come and watch me today. We're a very nerdy family. We like to play board games and things like that.
Fantastic. Do you have a favorite board game?
Oh my gosh, that's too big of a question. I think Agricola right now, maybe.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Cool. So what do you see yourself doing in 5 years?
I want to come back and get a PhD because I have a lot more ideas for research, and I want to help teach the next generation of counselors.
Great, fantastic. Thank you very much.
Thank you.